There we go. We are now on live on YouTube as well as this voice stream. And yeah, so at the bell, I'm going to be looking at somewhere in the ballpark of 39.20 puts and 39.50 calls. Bookmap is starting to put liquidity on down lower. Everything else is pretty much having this little drop here. XLF is pretty flat. And where are we at on the bell here? A couple seconds here before the bell. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Pre-market lows is all the way down. In fact, we're already at pre-market lows. So coming on down right there to 39.32. Let me take a look thing right here. Let's take a look. The first thing I'm going to do, absolutely, man. Hold on, is that the 6th? Premiums are, oh, there we go. They just adjusted. All right, took a couple seconds. I was about to say, what the heck. All right, premiums are up. They're up about 30%. Apart from last week, IV is up 37%. So already at the bell, we're seeing that the market is anticipating probably a larger move here. Nice, patient purple. Well done. Well done. So yeah, looking already, we have got pre-market lows coming on down to right where we are. We just bounced pretty much off pre-market lows. Everything else has got a green candle going in after a little bit of dip there. Looking at the X's, everything is green on my watch list except for Google. That's the only thing. Well, now Facebook, they just flipped red. So definitely a little bit of red, a red emphasis on the morning. XLE, huge pop in pre-market. They're holding 80. Oil is coming up here as well. And the next place I'm going to look at is the bonds. The bonds. Let's see, the bonds right now, TLT, big downside of the bonds. The move index is red, down 5%, so volatility came off in the bonds. And the yields are up, so the 2-year yields are up to 3.48. Last week we peaked out up at 3.55, and we're currently trickling back up to that. So again, I don't anticipate too much bullishness in tech as long as the rates are spiking like that. So keep an eye on the rates. If they start to come off today, we might have a little bit of buying come back into the tech, but right now we have to kind of sit on our hands and watch that happening. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, I was thinking today's Monday. I wasn't actually planning on being on YouTube, but I forgot about that. So there you go. Freebie. Welcome, welcome if you are, though. All right, 39.75. There's a top wick on that candle. Currently looking at 39.20 puts, 39.50 calls. So, looking at the data, what do we got for data? Monday, we've got some data coming out here in 30 minutes. It's not crazy important, but it's a little bit non-manufacturing employment. It might move the market a little bit, but it's not going to be anything crazy unless it's just egregiously skewed PMIs. So, we'll see what happens. After that, we have got Tuesday. We got a lot of mortgage news coming out tomorrow. And then the exports. And the exports, I really want everyone to focus on the exports, not necessarily because it can be a big market mover, but it's because it will kind of show what the impact of the rising dollar will have on our exports. It'll start to see if that manifests. But Thursday is by far and away the largest volatility day in terms of news. Thoughts on NVIDIA? Will it recover long term? Sure, it'll recover long term. I think right now it's just the geopolitical climate is what's causing this. You know, people are saying, you know, we have to restrict our Asian purchases over in China, or business in China, and I think that's what's causing this right now. So, all right, looking around through here. Hovering right over S1. Coming out, see if we can get through S2. TLT is still dropping. Yep. So TLT is now in the 108s. They have broken down through their support line. In fact, they just put another low. Watch out because the low of the year is down here at 108. No, 108.12 is the low of the year. So we're only 70 cents away from the low of the year. 52-week lows. If we take that out, we're probably going to plummet down to 2013 areas, which is a 101. If we break down in the hundreds, if we break down under hundreds, then you're going to see probably that's when we'll start seeing a really 52-week lows. You'll fart in the ES and the S&P. Big downsides. So just because that volatility in the bonds is incredibly high, and there's no really where to hide from that. So, all right. ES down 39.35. We're holding this little range after dropping right before the bell. Moments before the bell, we dropped from 39.45 down to 39.33, and we're kind of coming along here. Watching Bookmap liquidity, they've got liquidity printed to 39.20. They still have 3900, of course, and they've got 39.50 above, and then 39.80 is above that. If you remember, Friday before the bell, the closing bell, I shorted ES, and I closed those shorts right when the market opened Sunday night, right when the futures opened for about 4.5 points per contract. So that was a nice little way to start out the week. And then, of course, now we are up 0.23% on the ES. No, make it easy. Well, depends. Normally, we're looking for inverse correlation with the bonds and the market. However, when we get this absolute fear-based selling and the bonds start blowing through all supports, the whole market's going to roll because that's that fear-based selling where everything dumps. So if I see the bonds start to wipe through new lows in like an egregious manner where we're just blowing through everything, then I'm going to look for that fear-based selling. Because right now, there is no fear. We haven't had fear since May. It's all been, unicorns and rainbows and buying stuff up to 4,300, as seen by that huge rally coming up in June and July. There's still too many people saying we're going to all-time highs for us to have sell-off yet. So 39.25 here. We've got some green on Microsoft, Google. Tesla's coming up. XLF is flat. Hanging out. Aside from that one red candle, we're pretty flat at the moment. Red, green, and we've got. I definitely agree. I think we're going to be in a consolidation period until CPI is released next week. CPI will be released, I believe, on the 13th, which is a Monday. Let me verify that data. CPI homepage. September 13th, yes, so which is Monday. So it'll be Tuesday. Tuesday. It'll be released Tuesday in pre-market, 8:30 Eastern Time. And then after that, we've got FOMC, which is week after. So, good stuff. Yeah, we have manufacturing PMI today here in about 24 minutes. Yeah, I will absolutely. I will be doing a strangle going into CPI for sure. Are your support lines? I manually calculate them. They are calculations I do every morning. However, blah blah blah, one of our mods created a script for us to post those lines. Just a convenient script. It doesn't do any calculations by itself. It just takes my levels and posts them on there, so I don't have to sit there and do, Alt H, Alt H, Alt H in TradingView 10 times. So yeah. So as I was saying, and I'm not really seeing much action here until this data comes out at 10 o'clock. And in fact, watch Bookmap because we'll see that thing wipe a few minutes before. In terms of news, the reason why I was saying that Thursday was going to be the largest news event of this week is because we have got jobless claims at 8:30 in the morning, which will move the markets. You've got Powell speaking at 9:10, which is before the market even opens. That'll move the markets. You've got crude oil inventory at 11 o'clock. That'll move the markets. And then you've got auctions later that afternoon. So we've got 4 different events on Thursday alone that should move the markets, even independent of each other. Friday is pretty much nothing. Friday's a non-event, but a lot of collateral damage potentially on Thursday. I might do a straddle on Wednesday night. That's not a bad idea, Spicy Canadian. I like that. That's a spicy idea. All right, 39.31 coming down to S2 here. We have liquidity shifting down. Look for 39.10, 3900. And we're still falling here under increased selling pressure. Everything's breaking. We got XLF coming off. We have Google. We have all of tech. Kind of Amazon is putting in some lows. And I'm starting to see a lot of the green on the watch list tick over to red. I'm not in any too hurry here to jump into positions. I want to kind of let the week unravel and see what its plan is and coming down. Right now I'm looking at 39.20 puts and 39.40 calls to see which one I want to take. 39.29.25. Yes, Mike. They do. Mike P. So yeah. Can't get my Schwab platform to open SPX. Is it under a different name? I don't know. Some brokers do label SPX differently, like SPXW, SPX, that kind of thing. All right, still have some more red coming down. 39.27. I'm gonna bring up 39.20 puts right now. Still coming off. Currently going for $14 or about $14. Watch liquidity on Bookmap shifting lower. 39.25 liquidity down to 39.10. Financial sector, XLF is dropping heavily along with tech. So this is correlated at the moment here. Zeros right now. I'm doing zeros at the moment. I'm trying to be very patient going into this data release. You could scalp a couple of good puts here, or even not even scalp or write it down from the open. But I'm being patient because we have data coming out in 20 minutes. Will be a good market mover. Right now, this is just repositioning into that data. All right, so for Schwab, you have to put the $ for SPX. Okay, interesting. So you have to type it out as $SPX. All right, 39.25 still dropping here. Seller pressure is increasing as we're continuing to drop. Nice, Roland. We've got SPY at 392.5, liquidity at 39.20, 39.10. And this is at, let's see, we got September 4th. That's Sunday into Monday. We have yesterday's lows at 39.18 for ES because they were open yesterday. And we're coming down to that level. 39.06 was Friday's lows. Bonds are now down to 108.27, already touching, coming on down to 52-week lows. I'm telling y'all, just be on the lookout for the bonds. No bueno. If the bonds start really drilling through down to the 100 area, 100 level, then we could start toying with the momentum to start putting in 52-week lows on the ES. But it needs to be that egregious fear selling. You know what? Man, there's a lot to look at right now. Holy crapperoni. The rally on the bonds is outrageous. Now, I'm sorry, on the dollar. So the dollar got to 110.29, 110.30, which is now, it just keeps on spiking to new highs. That's what I'm telling you. Watch the export number coming out here this week, because that'll kind of show you our manufacturing / export industry. So today will definitely be the first kink in the armor here if we see that coming up in 17 minutes. So non-manufacturing PMI for August coming out at 10 o'clock, top of the hour. Wow. I did a podcast, the last podcast episode about the dollar. So if you're interested in learning what the dollar means, what a spiking dollar means, go check out the podcast, Making Millionaires, on Spotify. A lot of people have requested I put that on iTunes. I'm looking into it to see how feasible that is. I'm sure it's not that bad. And yeah, I'll see if I can get that on there. But Making Millionaires over on Spotify podcast. 39.26. 39.18 is yesterday's lows. 39.06 is Friday's lows. We are about, what, $12 outside of that. Man, look at this. This is straight on coming down. All right, 39. Let's see, where are we at? 39.23. I'm going to pay 39.20s as a potential play. and we'll see if we can make something happen here. Thanks, Salim. Appreciate that. A bond episode. Yeah, a bond episode would be good. Especially in this market, because usually the bonds are flight to safety. You know, that's where big money parks their stuff. Low yielding, low return, low risk, usually because they're backed by the government. But when you get in a fear-induced environment where everything is just absolutely getting smoked, it brings in an interesting twist. So, especially now, if we're looking to take out the 100s, and that happens, sayonara. All right, so we have some wicks here, red candle wicks. I'm looking at 39.20 puts for now to see if I can potentially scalp one down if we break lower here. But like I said, I'm not too hurried to get in a position until after the data. Big red candles here, 39.20s. What's the volume? So they wicked the data. So they put on a lot at 39.20, 39.15, and 39.10, and they're dropping down here. Red candle galore, man. Ooh, I like it. Ooh. What we got? Not much moving right here. We have this red candle that looks like it wants to puncture. XLF is dropping big time. Amazon is dropping. And we're kind of coming off here. It can't hold this bottom wick though. Watch for 30. Look at that book map, 39.20. XLF financial sector is getting smoked. And we're still dropping here. 39.20, 39.17. They just put on 39.08 liquidity. What is that right there? All right, I'm going down. Bam. I'm going down to 39.10s. This thing is still looking droppy. Here's pre-market lows right here, or yesterday's lows. I'm sorry, yesterday's lows. Right where we are right here. Services PMI in. Come on, right there. Standby one, I'm just looking at this. Nice trippy, Mike. Well done. So we got the Nasdaq down 0.27, so that divergence is closing up here. XLF is about to put in a new low on yesterday's low, Friday's low, and they're tied with that right now, holding green candles on Amazon. And we've got just on yesterday's on S&P lows. Liquidity down. They wiped out all that liquidity at 39.20, a large amount of liquidity. I did see that story, Free Mind. Yeah. All right, UK just got crushed in the morning time too. They're up 0.26. German markets are up 0.7 after their climb from their early morning drop from yesterday. 39.1850. Still waiting right here. I'm looking at, let's see, we've got 11 minutes till the big data point. 39.10 under here. So I shifted my contract from 39.10 puts, and then where are we at? 39.30 calls. Those are the two things I'm looking at right now. We're now between S2 and S3. Nothing but red so far. Definitely some predominant selling volume. Keep an eye on XLF. XLF is a big dog right now. TLT is now down to 108.17. They actually put in 52-week lows. Bonds did. So next drop, 100. Still nothing but red on the bonds. Watch this. Watch this. 39.20 puts. I'm sorry, 39.10 puts. If we break this level, we'll smoke at least a good 10, 15 points. Waiting for data. Waiting for data. All right, I'm scalping a banana here. Just scalping one here on the 39.10 puts. Red. Ooh, that red candle got smoked, and then that green candle gets smoked here. So, all right. We got data coming out here in 9 minutes. So be ready. Be ready. There'll be probably some pretty dang good volatility coming out here in a few minutes. So no need to rush. You'll have plenty of volatility. Nice, Sol. Well done. Well done. UK is a bad choice, bad worse moving forward. Near PM, they're going to be fighting. Yep, yep. Not to mention, you were coming into the winter time, the late fall winter. That's where you're going to see energy just really start to crank up, and that's going to destroy a lot of the world's economy. It's already getting bad, and it's not even wintertime yet. The problem is natural gas is a huge issue, and natural gas really spikes when the weather starts getting cold. Nice, well done. So Apple's coming off. XLF is still selling. I think I'm going to go ahead and close half of these bananas here for a little scalp. 1570, 1580, 1590. Nothing crazy here. There you go. $16. Let's see. We got PMI, manufacturing PMI. They're $16. Heck, I'll take that. I'll take that all day long. 1610. All right, got half right there, 1610, and I'm about to close. I got the other half on a very tight trigger. The big old red candles here. My fill wasn't great. I got a 1440 fill, so this is not insane, but hey, I'll take it. Look at this nice red candle. This is nuts, bro. This is nuts. They're 1720. Holy crap. Look at the volume down at 3910. Look at this. 3910, 3900 coming off down. 1740, 1760. I'm taking that. 1770. I'm not going to trust data, so I'm going to take this. I'm going to put in for 18 and close the rest. That's a pretty dang good win if I can get 18 for these. Not to mention we're coming up on a pretty big level. 3900 is risky behavior when you're holding puts down into it. Give me 18. Bam, filled 18. Got filled on 18. I'll take it. Nice trippy mic, 100%. Gah, what a day. This is insane. I love this volatility, man. I'm going to be very upset when this stuff leaves. I'll start out the day with a little 25%er. Yep. So I closed out positions at 18 bucks. The YouTube was not muted, so I apologize for that. But yeah, closed out 15 bucks or $18. I'm sorry. So a little 25% to start the day off. I missed about half that move, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Nice, Salim. Well done. We're coming up on a pretty significant level. 3,900 is always a big bounce trade, so just be careful you're holding puts. So. This thing is still coming off. Look at that. Beautiful. So now I'm not going to take a trade until data. I think we're going to have a lot of volatility come up here. And this, obviously, they're expecting bad manufacturing data here. So probably because of the dollar. Or, you know, see what's coming on here. This is crazy. This is crazy. Wish I would have got a better fill on that, but hey, I'll take it. All right, coming down right here. Nice yumminess. What a trade. What a trade. If we want to do SPY, just trade. Yeah. Yeah, that I do have a, I didn't mention this in the little write-up I did this morning. In the market analysis, you'll see a conversion number, SPY to SPX. Right now, it's almost pretty much the point. It's so negligible, just do it's just tenth, which is divide by 10. It's down to $2 right, or 2 points right now. So nice spin drift, 13%. Getting blown down to 39.08, blown out from 39.47. That's about a 40-point move to kick off the day. Very, very volatile. I'd love to see it, man. I'd love to see it. Yeah, so right here is NQ. If you're watching the YouTube, you've got the SPY up top, you got NQ, and you've got VIX right here, 26.94. So we have the liquidity on Bookmap still pegged at 3,900 with a larger amount here in mid 3,900 range, 3,907, 3,910. Nice, Alexander. No news yet. They've got $3, or I'm sorry, 3 minutes. We already had the services PMI come out, what, 15 minutes ago? And we're just waiting for next data. Look at that. Look at that. Just like it's a trampoline. Nice, Jimbo. 9.5%. Beautiful, beautiful. And that green candle right there is why I closed out my puts, and I was looking for a bounce. Beautiful. We got data coming up in about 90 seconds. The bonds are now down to 107.95. Straight destruction in the bonds. Straight destruction. No bueno. No bueno. Right there. Beautiful. Where do you typically find the news for upcoming future data? All over. You can look at a couple of different websites, post that stuff. Should have took a call off that. Dang. You can follow some Twitter feeds that are good for posting breaking news pretty quickly. Nice heap up. 1 for 1. I love it. So right now I'm going to look at 39. Yeah, I'll stick with 39.10 puts again. Sure. And then we'll do 39.30 calls. So good to see other growth, and yeah, I appreciate that, Shima. Yeah, I love it, man. I love when people are growing and learning. Bookmap liquidity is cleared. That is indicative of a move coming up here. I'm doing SPX more, but yeah, most people are doing SPY and SPX. 95%. Well done, Trippy Mike. That's insane. That's trippy. Man, I should have took that. I knew I should have took a call off that level. Gah! Big green off of, and then big red off here. Coming on down, 39.16, coming down to 39.07. No liquidity on Bookmap, so that is useless until we have some data pointing here in, well, should be right now. We'll see. I've got the options chain up, ready to go. See where we're going to go. All right, 56.9, so slightly better than expected. Services PMI rose to 56.9, and red candles off of, look at that, big old Celeroni down to right off of the ADMA again. NASDAQ just put in a new low. XLF is coming still back off. TLT is still just drilling through the floor. They are liquidating the bonds hand over fist. It's absolutely killing it. VIX is up 4% to 26.91. If we break this level, we're probably going to be in somewhat of a free fall aspect, so just beware. Here's another bounce off this same level. Everything else is absolutely getting destroyed, and I think it's time to start looking at some lower puts. 3,900 puts right now, and we are just selling off everything quickly. Everything's moving very quickly. Hold on a second. We got some stuff going down here. Wow. $39.03. Yeah, mine Alex. That's it. That's a big old candle. Increased selling volume there. Red across the board on tech, across the market in general. All liquidity on Bookmap is pretty light so far. They wiped a lot of it, and they're putting on stuff lower. And bam, look at these candles. They are killing this thing. I tried to get in some 3,900 puts there. I didn't get a fill. And they're already up 40%. God, that thing's moving quick. So now I'm going to shift down to 38.90, which is just going down and down and down. On that candle is absolutely crazy. 38.90. Because we are drilling huge. That's institutional sell right there. Look at that. Look at that volume. Institutions right there. Gah. That is absolutely silly. All right, y'all need to be very careful with trades with this much volatility. You know, obviously there's always there, but I am bananaing in these 38.90s here. So, just be careful. I think we might need an S6. I do have an S6 calculated if we need it, but we'll see. Right now, this is institutional selling. That's a large amount of selling. XLF, financial sector drilling. We have got there's absolute institutional dumping here. Bookmap is still pointing lower. We've got 38.94 blasting through there. All through it, we just blew right through all significant levels under significant volume. And we're still dropping. I'm already up 20% on these puts. This is ridiculous on 38.90s. Look at this absolute sell-off. Crazy stuff. Nice, Roland. Awesome stuff. Crazy. Yep, it's all sellers, institutional sellers. This is big volume here, coming on down here. So crazy. We're now down to S5. Crazy. Nice, Mike. Mike Honchos. Good stuff. Good stuff. I love it. I love it. Man, what a day. What a day. .3%, 2 for 2. Well done. Well done. All right. Alexander. I know, it's killer. It's killer. Yep. Right off S5, almost down to the penny. Slightly below S5, but beautiful. Beautiful. So we got big old buyer's volume coming in, and the seller stopped it in its tracks. Smoked it, and now they flipped it red. So watch for follow on here. If we break S5, we will utilize S6. Coming on down. Look at that nice red candle. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Let's see. Oh, man. All right. So we're now below 3,900. If we can close a 5-minute candle here, which we just did, is quite bearish. Now that we're below 3,900. There's $17 here. I'm going to go ahead and close some positions here at 17. Let's see what we can do. Here's 1760. Man, that's a big old pop. Love it. All right, so watch out because we are bottom wick this here. If you are holding puts, just be cautious at the moment. Set your stops. I just closed out half this position there, and based on this candle here, I'll probably close the other half. I think I just got burned. Not sure why. I was in 3,900 puts. I was trying to manage risk to set a stop at 18 bucks when I was trading at 20. My stop limit got filled for some reason, even though I never saw it drop anywhere near. Was this a rookie mistake? Huh. I couldn't tell you. In this, when there's volatility this much, a lot of crazy stuff happens. A lot of crazy. 1620 was my fill, by the way. Who said that? Mojo. So a lot of crazy stuff happens with this when there's this much volatility, and when you set stops, especially in the options chain where premiums are going all over the place, things get hairy. So I don't, especially in a volatile market like this, I don't set stops when I'm actively managing because that stuff gets wonky. So, all right, let's take a look here at the rest of Bookmap. All right, I closed out the rest of my puts there. 1630. All right, so no more trades for me on that one. Up 13%. Nice. Hello, Dan. Killing it. And I'll jump back in here if need be. Yes, Crystal took a couple of trades. I don't know what an SS is, Thomas. Right off S5, baby. That's right, Midas. That's right. Nice no blankets. Awesome stuff. 63%. It's up 100%. Killer. Killer, killer, killer. 20%. Nice try, Van. Coming on back down. All right. Hold on a second. Oh, yeah. Give me that. Hold on, I'm looking at something. Lot going on. I'm going to go ahead and post S6 because we're kind of toying with S5. You see, if you are new to the channel, you got S5 right here. It is just right on top of it. We blew through S4, which is significant, and now we're just testing S5 again, almost down to the penny. All right, market analysis, S6. Right there. Posted, S6. Yeah, I wish I would have held those dang 39.10 puts. That would have been beautiful. Beautiful. That would have been 100%er right there. All right. Roland asks, could you explain how your program membership works? I'm really curious. Yeah, I'll kind of explain. I'll start explaining here while we got some downside, or we got some level in the volatility here, but I might take a trade. But so, you know, the way we've got two different memberships. We've got 25. Actually, hold on a second. This thing is about to move. I'll get back to you. Nice, Mefdoom. 38.90s. Where we at? 38.92. Even lower. Oh, we just put in another low. What a move. We're 70 points off pre-market highs already. Breached S6. I've got S5 ready. Watch out, liquidity on bookmap 38.90. Right there. Watch this downside here. XLF is blasting through. TLT is down to 107.75. God, look at that action on the bonds. That's crazy. What's XLE doing? XLE just smoked it as well. They're down 1%. Market-wide sell-off here, so. Crazy. Crazy. Nice quad, 65%. Well done. Still putting in lows here. God, look at this. I don't even want to look at the 39.10s right now. So 38. Now the volume is diminishing a bit here. So they just put on 38.70 liquidity to the downside. I'm going down to 38.80s, and I'm going to buy some of these here. Nice soul. 39.80s, not 38.80s. I'm not that aggressive. They're just added 38.70. They're not adding anything above. They've got 38.80, 38.70, and down. They even put on 38.60, and we're just going. We just going. Where are we at? Coming on down, baby. Coming on down. Increased sell pressure here. Net resulting overall sell volume. Not yet. Not yet. I'll call it out when I do. Big old bottom wick right there, 38.95. That's big buy volume stepping in. Bottom wick that. That's right below. Where we bottom wick that? Right off S6. Right off S6. Look at that. Right off S6. Nice heap up. Yeah, you see profits, take profits. Especially at levels. Play level to level, and you will pay yourself substantially. Just play level to level. It does look like we are consolidating here, and I need to figure out the price action to see if we're going to come on down. Now, remember, especially we talked about this on the Zoom call on Sunday. If you're looking at Chapter 7 in the Volume Price Analysis book, she talks about how this action actually plays out. Why do we have buyers in the middle of a sell-off? Why do we have sellers in the middle of a strong trend up? Because that's the way the market works. There's not going to be anyone, especially institutional buyers or sellers, who are going to short sell and then ride this thing down 400 points and not take any profit. There are going to be people taking profits. You're going to be people closing out positions the whole way. That's why you're going to get buy-ups. That's why you're going to get small retracements up or down. That's why you get those hammer wick candles right there, because what happens, if you're looking on the chart here, we have an order. We have order to close these positions right here. So this comes down there. It immediately hits it. Boom. Close orders or a buy-up order, either one. Close the shorts to buy to close or buy to open, resting orders, and we buy up because people are looking to, one, buy weakness and take profits into sell-off. And that's the way this thing works. So now our job is to figure out, is this just a simple profit-taking, short closing, people, scalping the weakness, or is this going to be a complete reversal? We don't know that. Right now, to me, this looks like it's holding to the downside. This just looks nothing more than just a little bit of a profit-taking on the way down. Bonds have already taken out bonds already took out June lows. Bonds are now at 52-week lows. June lows were 108.12. We're already down to 107.56. So bonds are looking absolutely terrible. Wish I would have held my short, but that would have been bad practice. Thanks, Tex. Appreciate that. I am, Zan. Shane, well done. So right now, just a couple of small candles, not much going on there. I am looking at 38.80s, depending on maybe 38.90s. Now I'll go 38.80s. If we fall here, that'll be pretty easy. The essence of my levels are a pure understanding of price analysis under volume. That's it. My levels were derived out of the information I learned from the volume price analysis book and experience on watching price action. I have refined those by adding in order flow, book map, those type of things, and it's just only gotten even better. Yeah, zeros. Right now, I am in the trading floor and the voice analysis channel, or the voice chat channel at the bottom left. Where are we at here? So this particular area, just like we had a little bit of a gap there up in the 4,000, 4,100 area, This 3890 level. This 3890 level is kind of a last line of defense. If we break 3890, it'll be a quick trip down to 3840, which is about a 50-point drop. I'm curious to see what they plan on doing today. Obviously, this is a pretty bearish setup. That'll be fine, Saeed. Yeah. Yeah. $38.95 here. We are at 920. We have got a man. We haven't even been open an hour yet. The reason why they're called premiums is because options are technically insurance. Options weren't created for the purpose of doing what we're doing. Options were created for the purpose of insurance. And when you buy an insurance policy, you pay your premiums. So that's why they're called premiums. And we trade them as a main trading vehicle, like people used to trade lead main stocks. The more you know. And knowledge is half the battle. 1 second, I have a phone call I need to take. 1 sec. All right, I'm back. 38.95. Can you explain PMI data 56.9 is bearish? I don't think it is bearish. I know we all get wrapped up in trying to interpret. Holy crap, that thing needs to go on the freaking wall. I know we all get wrapped up interpreting the data, bullish, bearish, all that. I don't think it is bearish or bullish. I just think that the market was primed for a drop. I think that's what I think. Yeah, you could say, yeah, well, that's going to be more aggressive for rate hikes and all that stuff, but whatever. I don't try to get wrapped up in that. I just try to play what I see. It's precisely why I don't front run events. That's why I don't put on a call right before an event, because this kind of crap happens. I do. I have George Bush type of a language list, vocabulary, strategery. All right, so we are consolidating here at 38.94. We got liquidity pinned at 3,900 and 38.80. I'm more inclined to tip my hat to the 38.80 because 3,900 is always there. The 0-0 levels are always there. 3,900, 39.10. Now, if I see this double in size, I'll pay more attention to it. Where can I learn about this? Did you cover? Yeah. So I don't have an actual course. Like I don't sell like a product because I think that's I don't like that. But I do have a Discord server that we talk in. We discuss. We kind of go over thesis, discuss the levels that you see here and all that kind of stuff. So we do have a Discord there. I do have a tier 1 or a tier 2 option. Tier 1, you get the SR levels, which you see here, the red and green lines, and we have a channel that we discuss. Plus, you get daily streams, even when I'm not on YouTube, as well as the Power Hour afternoon streams that we get in the afternoon. So head over to theoptionsmillionaire.com. You'll be able to get details to sign up for which plan and the server, or you can click on the link in the description of the YouTube video for the server. All right, we got some red, 38.89. Watch out for 38.80, 38.72. Can't even hit the 8 EMA there. That's how bearish everything is. I need to scale this volume here. Well, thanks, Nick Spencer. Appreciate that. 388.730. At what point do I consider a recovery here? A retracement? I mean, it's probably pretty likely we'll get some sort of retracement. A recovery? It all depends on the volume. I can't, obviously the market loves to V-recover. We've had, 70-point drop from pre-market highs. But all we can look at is the volume and the price action. If I start to see buyers' volume overtake, which we are starting to see that right now, we could potentially come up. If we see a break of the 34, there's a good chance we might have a V recovery on our hands. Give me some green. I remember checking out your Discord a year ago, and I remember you were not a fan of 0 DTEs. When did you change your stance? Yeah, that's true. So I started out only trading, for my whole career, I've been trading anywhere from 2 DTE up to, monthly DTEs. I switched over. I started incorporating more zeros, because I was leaving money on the table. I had refined my system to the point where I could start generating some pretty dang good profits with 0 DTE contracts, and I tried it out, and I was making good money, so I kept doing it. So, all right, we got some green here up the ADMA up to the 21. Watch out for this first candle. We're coming up to 3,900 area. 3,900 area. So, that's big green volume there. There's green across the board. What are the bonds doing? Bonds are 108.02. We've got ES 38.94. All right, so we're back up to the 3,900 area. We wiped the liquidity on Bookmap. They're shifting liquidity upwards a little bit to 39.25, and nothing of substance here. So just keep an eye on this level. What do we have for the yields? Yields popped to 3.51. They're coming back off. The bonds pop back up a little bit here too. So nice, Mitchell. Got some green coming in. We had a big green volume on that first candle. Second candle is light volume so far. We're through the 8. We're coming up on the 21. Watch the 34. Not too much liquidity on Bookmap being put on or taken off. Nice, Spider-Man. 10.4% on some calls. All right, so if we close this candle right here, things will probably look pretty bullish here. We're coming off through S4. We're coming up on that area here where we're either going to wipe and go back higher, or we're looking for retracement. PJ says 39.25 with a crystal ball. $39.08. All right, so if we go higher here, 39.20 calls. Currently going for $10. But if we reject, 38.90 puts. So 39.20 calls, 38.90 puts. All right. So we got up to right above the 24. I'm sorry, the 21. The fact that we can't get to the 34 EMA from a technical standpoint bodes well for the downside here. They still have 39.10 liquidity on, a little bit 39.25, 38.87, 86. Oh, for sure, Noella good. For sure. That's a great position of power to be in when you are up on the day, you're taking plenty of profit, and you don't have to take a trade. You just get that see where you see that where there is some opportunity, but you don't have to. That's where you put on 5 small position sizes. So the bonds went all the way down to 107.5, 107.56. We're now back up to 108.09. So new 52-week close for the bonds, which is substantial. I mean, not only is it 52-week lows, but it's decade lows. We haven't been back to this level since March 2014. What do we got right there, Daddy? Here, look at this on the bonds. So I'm going to show you something. So that's the bonds going all the way back to, like, way back, 2003. That's the monthly chart right there, and we are currently right at a very, very important level. This will break the decades trend line, the 2-decade trend line, if we break this level. And if we put that in, I'm telling you, man, it's not going to be good for the markets. When we get that fear-based and a sell-off, liquidation of everything, of all vehicles, it's going to be interesting. I do love the new volume indicator, yeah. I'm definitely decided I'm going to use this style of indicator. I may start to experiment with other types of this same type just to see if there's other features or different ways and different formats I like better, but I'm definitely going to continue to use this type of indicator in addition to the normal volume. Well, that's the thing. If you're talking about normal economic or normal market activity, we should be looking for the bonds to go up here because that'll show us a couple of different things. One, the policy's working. Two, you're going to see that rotation into something that is a little risk off for the big money to hide their money. But we're not seeing that. We continue to see egregious sell-offs across everything. The bonds and the equities are selling off in tandem, which indicates fear. Yeah. No, they do have to have their money invested, but it's just going to be It's going to be divested. Or not divested. It's going to be diversified. But they still have to manage their money. They're going to put things on and off, but they're going to hedge their money with options, many different ways to hedge. So yeah. Commodities, especially with the entity. You're very welcome, Super Econ. $39, what is that? $39.06. We have $39.10, $38.87. When you said you will use this type of volume indicator in addition to the normal one, how does the in addition part work? I don't see a normal. Because I still want to monitor the overall volume and relative to the whole market. So I still want to monitor the total volume, which is the regular volume candles. And then I want to look down and see how they're splicing them up. To me, I get a great deal of value out of both of those data points. So, other than that one big green candle we had, a lot of indecisive candles the past 38 minutes. Just got to look through all this stuff here. All right, watch this level here. If we come up here, I'm looking for calls to 39.20. Look at that. Look at that move. All right, 39.20 calls. This thing is going. All right, I'm banana 39.20s for a scalp through 34 EMA. If we can break through the 34, we'll touch VWAP, which would be a fantastic win. If we can get up through VWAP, then we may have a recovery on our hand. So let's do this. Banana, by the way, if you didn't catch that, 39.20 calls. Look at that move, baby. Holy crap-a-roni. I'm already closing out half. Look at that. Golly. Wow. I love this job. I love this job. Wow. All right, I'm closing out half at 17. 17.30. What a freaking play. Almost 50% on one candle. Golly. Wow. All right, close that half right there. Looking for the rest. There's VWAP touch. That's what I was saying. If we can get through the 34, we could touch VWAP quickly. If we can get through VWAP and close above VWAP, now the whole key word there is close. If we can close above VWAP, not just touch it, we need to close that candle above in the 3-minute time frame. We could potentially start looking for recovery. So there you go. It scares me that you're listening to me while you're on the bathroom. It's prison mic. But yeah. I love you too, Jacob. Man, PJ was on it. I can't get enough YouTube prison mic. All right, so there's a first rejection off VWAP. We touched VWAP on ES at least, not on SPY. That's what I was doing my analysis on ES. And here we go, right through VWAP. Coming up to the 50 on SPY. NASDAQ. VIX is coming off here. Man, what a play. Golly. See what happens? Patience. I was sitting there, patient, and then we snipe it. Snipe it, baby. Love it. Man, I got that huge gamma spike right there at 39 up to 1730. And now we're back down to what, 15 bucks on premium, so that candle top wick. It's all about patience, Tim Crom. It's about patience. What did I see before I took that trade? Price action. Price action and volume. We took out the 34 or the 21, which was about the swing high level. So that swing high, and we talk about the swing highs all the time. Careful here. I'm going to close out the rest of the position. So the liquidity was shifting higher. They had the swing high level on ES of 39.0950. So 39.0950 was swing high. If we took out that level, which was right where I was looking at, I was looking for a pop up. And then I said, if we took out the 34, yes, Zam. If we took out the 34, I'm looking for the VWAP. And if that right there would get us a good win, and that's exactly what happened. Now, we have our first rejection off VWAP, and I'm looking on ES now, not on SPY, because ES takes in VWAP across, obviously, pre-market data. And we have our first touch of VWAP, perfect respect, sell, and then a rejection. And now I'm looking to if we can close. If we can close above VWAP, we may start looking at a V recovery here. So, and if we get a V recovery, maybe another 100%, we'll see. Right now, that was almost a 50% on one candle. I did, Chris. I did. God, look at that move. Yikes, Amundo. I trade calls, puts, and credit spreads, Angel. I do it all. I do it all. All right, we got 1640 on these premium, 1630, 1620, all over the place. If we could take out VWAP here, I'm being very patient with the remainder of this position, half this position, because if we can close above VWAP, I think we could have a V recovery on our hands here, which would be a fantastic win. So we have liquidity at 39.30. If we can even touch 39.30, I mean, I'm going streaking. So 39.23 here coming up on VWAP. Nice, PJ. Well done. All right, I already got $18 on premium. 1760, 1770, 18, now 1730. Come on. Give me VWAP, and let's go. Oh my gosh, nickels and dimes. Y'all are killing me. There's another rejection of VWAP, commonly referred to as WEVAP. Not to mention 45 minutes, we have got European markets coming to a close. And yeah, there's another rejection of UAP. people, 650 people watching now on YouTube. If you wouldn't mind, hit that like button, especially if you made a little money today. Throw me out a like. If you don't like what I'm saying, if what you're seeing, then heck, hit the dislike button. I can take it. All right, there's 1430. I thought I was going to get a break of VWAP there. No bueno. No bueno. We're kind of pinched between 34 and VWAP here. We have got our S2, which is right here, just above us. We blasted through a lot. Now, we've got the Italian pinch over here. We've got the 8 and 21 crossover to the upside. Now, I'm talking purely technicals here. Obviously, these are back end, but I'm talking purely technicals. We've got the 8 and 21 cross up to the upside. We're looking for the 834 crossover to give us that final bullish technical indication to the upside. In addition to that, I've got buyer's volume in the way up here. Now, this candle here is seller's volume, but it's not too egregious so far. I'm looking around all of tech. I'm looking around XLF. We have some red. We have some green. But we're still holding right here on this level. I've got 1440, 1450 on premiums. I'm not going to let it go all the way back down. Seeing if we can hold. I don't like to put too much emphasis on technical analysis, but it's always something I want to be paying attention to in addition to my volume price analysis. And that was a green candle. Besides following my set of rules, watching ES determine entries and exits has paid so well. Nice, Nathan. Yeah, ES is the big dog. I highly encourage you, if you're trading the S&P, you need to be monitoring the ES. All right, I got $16 in premiums. I'm going to let this 3-minute candle close. If we close another here, depends. If the 30, I'll call it the 34. If you're watching ES on the 34 EMA here, the 34 EMA is my line of the sand. If we break through the 34 EMA to the downside, I'm closing out these puts. So. Yeah, I would highly encourage you to avoid any kind of mobile apps for, calls, not puts. I would highly encourage you to kind of avoid apps if you're doing any day trading. It's very difficult to make any kind of quick decisions. Unless you're going to put on a longer hold directional trade, which is fine. For mobile apps are fine. But scalping, day trading, quick positions, it's difficult. Very difficult. Nice, Chad. Yeah, you'll love Bookmap. It's a fantastic tool. Here's $17 on premiums. Yeah, Power E-Trade and mobile is actually pretty dang good. You know, that's one of the good things about E-Trade is that their app is great. But still, I mean, it's, you know, you're dealing with your thumbs and not a mouse. Nice, Alexander. So, $17. I'm going to take off a little bit more exposure in this lower 17 range here on premium, just because I'm not liking this price action. So, and this is my way of saying I still want to be a part of this trade, but I'm not really trusting this move here. So I'm going to reduce my exposure. There's $18. Well, right when I say that, we start pop-a-lopping. Just don't give me a Missy Elliott. I don't want to put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it. Here's 17 bucks. All right, I'm going to put in a couple of contracts here for $18. And oh, okay, there's 18.20. Yep, there's a big old move in liquidity. There's 19 bucks, and the trading gods are good to me today. This is my third trade. All right, there's 39.30 liquidity. We're already at $20, and we're almost at 200%. We're almost at 100%. 24.40 is my 100%. Jeez Louise. This is just silly. This is a big silly goose market. Look at this. Look at this. Every time I go to close this position, there's $22. It's all right. So we absorbed that 39.30 liquidity, and now they just put on 39.40. Watch, look at this shift up on liquidity. 39.40 book map up above, right here, putting up there. Where's my boy Lee Rat? Right when I need him to tell me to stay in the trade. All right, so Chris, yeah, this is my third trade today. 2 puts. This is the 1 call. 2 puts, 1 call. There's $22. I need 24.40. We're almost there. 80%. Sol went a little more aggressive. He got the 39.50. If he goes ITM, he's going to be eating a Taco Bell tonight, baby. I think what? We've only got 8 more days until we bring back the Mexican pizza. I'm trying to be a little bit more aggressive on my scale out because I'm very green on the day so far. I'm not scaling out like I usually do, 30%, 30%, or 50, 30, 30, or 50, 25, 25. So I'm trying to be more aggressive. I've closed out 50% of the trade at $17.30. I'm almost at 100% for the remaining 50, which is a huge win for me because I usually scale out a lot up until this point. So, Lee Rat, what up? There's $23. We've got liquidity up to 39.40. Very bullish candle, full volume. They're starting to have a little wick, but still bullish candle. Everything. Microsoft is back up to their open. Apple is about to close their gap. Tesla is up here. Google is about to come back up, and XLF is recovering here as well. So from a technical standpoint, we are bullish. All the EMAs have crossed to the upside here. The 8 has crossed the 21 and the 34. We've got the 50 simple moving average is now curving back up and is now green. We have buyer's volume coming in. On the 5-minute charts here, which is where I hang out, we have increased buyer's volume. All of the volume indicators on the up-down volume is green, and we are crossing through most of the EMAs here. So I guess the last thing to look for here is that all the EMAs have crossed up to on the 3-minute time chart. Now you start looking to the 5 and the 15. If we get the cross-ups on the 5 and 15, then it's definitely bullish. So we'll see where things go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Whew. It has been, Pulse. It has been. Look at that bottom wick on that red candle flipped to green. They just flipped that candle green. The buyers are still hitting this thing, which is great. I'm going to take another position there just to take some exposure off. Man, there's $20.50. There's $21 again. Bottom wick this thing on the green. Looking beautiful. Love the bottom wicks. Love the bottom wicks. All right, 2140, 2120, and filled 2120 for taking some of the positions off. Some of the risk off. So, excellent. Let me post this exits here. Now priced at $22. So it's still going up. 24.20 is my exit for the rest of this trade. I've got some runners going on, trying to get 100% on this trade, which would be beautiful. I think so, Patient Purple. Not officially a V recovery yet, but it looks like it's heading that way. Very strong recovery. Already looking at 50 points off lows. So, huge, huge move. Blackbird, I'm currently holding 39.20 calls. Coming back up, we got $22. We've got 30 minutes till the UK market closes. I'm inclined to take puts again once the UK market closes. But we'll see. $23, almost 100%. Come on, baby. Give me. Should I go ahead and put on 100%? No. Almost at 100%. 94. Let's go. There's 100%, baby. There's 100%. Coming up on S1, I'm going to go ahead and take it. There's 24.40. There's 24.60. It's still going. 24.80. I'm going to put a limit order in for $25. See if I can get it. See if I can get it. Manage. Oh, holy smoke around. Every time I do that, it just popped again. All right. 26.40. I'm taking it. 26.30. And banana split. Banana split. Or whatever. Eject. I still haven't decided what are y'all doing. what we've come up with right there. Exited the trade. Bam. Done. You know what? I got a 25%er. I got a small, like 15% scalp, and now I've got a 114%er. That's a pretty dang good morning. That's a pretty dang good way to kick off this week. It's about time for me to kick my feet up. Fell down to my plums. I like Yahtzee for those. I like it. Got to shake it out. Got to shake it out. Well done, everyone. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. No, scream at the top of my lungs. I can't do that. All right, so we got UK coming up closing here in 30 minutes. I may start looking at puts after the UK market closes, which is in 30 minutes from now. We'll see what the charts tell us from there. Bookmap is coming up here. We've got liquidity 39.50, also 39.17. Every time I read your name, Mariah, I think of that song by Brooks and Dunn. Although that song is Maria, but I still think of that. So my neighbors from India just got back. They went home for a couple of weeks. I think a couple of months actually. They went home to India, and they got back yesterday, and they brought me a gift from India. Some red chili garlic chutney seasoning. I'm stoked. I'm going to put this all over some chicken. Thanks, Spy Hunter. You make your own luck. That's right. Your best. Really? Yeah, I was actually going to send this to you. Here, I'll show you what they gave me. Right there. That's what they came over and gave me. Oh, they're the kindest people I ever met too, man. They're amazing people. So you're definitely right. You know, the people in the South. See, when I move into a neighborhood or wherever, my first goal is to get to know every single one of my neighbors because you want to know, one, what type of people they are, what kind of people are living right next door, and two, you got to work together to protect the community and all that kind of stuff, and share vegetables. How close does SPY follow ES? I mean, it's identical in terms of price action. Identical. How'd you catch that 100% move? What data did you see? Volume and price action. That was it. Now, in terms of besides that, I did see liquidity being put on a bookmap above. And what I'll do is after the market closes, I'll go back and replay that file for this time frame and kind of see that liquidity being shifted higher. But the breakout above a big level, which tier 2 knows what that level is. It's one of the macro levels, and the big old candle, and we broke that up, and I entered, and it took us what? It took 30 points, 31 points of movement to give me 114%. So they removed that 39.50 liquidity. They still have 40, 2017. First day as a member, 104%. Nice. Well done. Very cool stuff. It's great to start your time off, your tenure off with 104%. Now, I will say, cage your expectations because we're not always killing it like this. The past week, we've been Friday today, we've been killing it. There's always losing days and there's always flat days. So everyone gets one. If ES and SPY price action is better, which one is leading? ES leads everything. ES leads everything. Think of ES as granddaddy, like he's the wisdom of the family, and then the father would be, I guess, I don't know, SPX, and then the son is going to be SPY, and they all, they act the same. They're all part of the family. They all do the same thing, but all the wisdom comes from ES. ES leads the market. Zan, I bet you have the Options University channel minimized. Yeah, MES is the weird uncle that drinks too much at the family reunions. My brother trades. Right now he's off of pilot training, but he does trade. Not nearly as much as I do. He's got a lot going on, but yeah. For sure, new bass player. New bass player. I guess a new bass player if you were a fisherman, but a new bass player if you're a musician. Either one. Very cool. Absolutely no one save money. Absolutely. Not to mention, you could trade that stuff overnight. Man, Mariah out there killing it again. Absolutely killing it. I think every day she's absolutely, man, unbelievable. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yes, and of course position sizing. I don't want anyone, getting all confident in these 100%ers that we're having day after day and start full porting, and then you get blown up to the time I post a loss, and that's when I start getting hateful DMs. So, ask Mufasa. ES, Zan. They're on ES. Hot hand fallacy. Yep. It's a big phenomenon. It also goes into sports, too. 6% of the portfolio. Nice, Raj. I'm out for the day. Don't want to blow up in the afternoon. There you go. Now, I get this question almost every freaking day. About 2 o'clock in the afternoon will come, 1400 for my military folks, and I'll get people pinging me. Now I see why you don't really trade much in the afternoon, because now I see where all your wins come in the morning, because I start getting blown up in the afternoon. Because the afternoon price action is different from the morning. The morning, you have repositioning, you've got data, you've got interpretation of market conditions, you've got all this stuff happening in the morning that provides us a lot of volatility and a larger range. The afternoon doesn't have all that. The day's kind of already baked. Everything's already good to go. You might have something, with a volatility event coming along or something happen, but it's going to be different price action in the morning. Now, sometimes we do make some great money in the afternoon, but most of the time I would say all my trades come before 11:30 Eastern time, and that's it. Catalyst aside, that's it. So be aware of that. It's precisely why before I started the OM community, like right now, my computer would be off. I'd go down to the Windows Start button, put it to sleep, and I'd go do something, go about my day. So trying to learn bookmap, what would you suggest I focus on bookmap beyond volume and price? I mean, that's really the big thing. The meat and potatoes of bookmap is monitoring liquidity. Once you get accustomed and learn bookmap, then go back in and look at the stops. I would recommend adding the stops and loss indicators, which only until you're comfortable using bookmap. Otherwise, it's going to be information overload. Look at this big green pop. Big old green pop-a-roni. Currently holding no positions. I exited the trade here, so if this thing goes higher, I'm probably going to be watching. I've made a great amount of money today. No need. Look at this big green candle. Look at this. God, what are the premiums at now? I don't even want to look. Mean premiums. $29. Dang. I guess 114% is all right. Do you have a video where you talk about how to compare premiums from one time period to another? I don't. You talking about like when I wake up and the day starts and I look at the opening premiums? I don't. Although I probably could talk about that because I think that's a big part of analysis is understanding what you're looking at. Whoa, what? My realtor just sent me a listing that says 46 acres for 135 grand. I was like, all right, see y'all. I'm about to go buy some property. But that's a mistake. It's for a half-acre lot, but they've got it listed as 46 acres. It's like, you're crazy. All right. Yeah, depending on where you live in the market and in the world, in the United States, you'll see real estate come off a little bit, but the problem still hasn't been solved. The problem of supply and demand still hasn't been solved. So if you are cash heavy, you should get into a local auction. Foreclosures are ticking up. That's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. All right, got a little red here. I'm not expecting some red until 12:30. Or I'm sorry, 11:30. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, I don't have a crystal ball. All right, down to the 8 EMA. What's the next step after reading Anna Colling's book to become as good as this? Well, for me, it's experience. It's applying what you've learned, and that goes for a lot of different books. Because I'm a huge reader. I read a lot. I read. I don't. I'm very cautious as someone who tells me of someone when they tell me they don't like to read to consume information, because reading is a fantastic way to absorb information. But it's the same way when you're reading like motivational self-help books, or you're reading Anna Colling's book or technical analysis. It means nothing unless you learn to apply it. You could do all this stuff all day long, but if you go back to your old rules, you go back to the your ignorance phase where you're ignorant of the information, you're not going to get anything out of it. So when you read Anna Colling's book, I highly encourage you, one, read it more than once. Get you a highlighter and a pen or a pencil and make notes. Or if you're one of these newer tech people, you can use your iPad and highlight it there. But learn the information, make notes, interpret the data, and start to apply it. And then the more you apply it, you're gaining experience. You're gaining knowledge based on, all right, well, I see what she said here. Now I understand why we're ranging in a 30-point range. Why are we consolidating? Why is there large green candles in the middle of a sell-off? Now you're kind of understanding what happens, and you're applying it, and you're gaining experience. And although I don't necessarily I don't recommend paper trading a lot, like someone said there, which paper trading is great for learning how to technically manipulate your broker, but it's not good for actually trading because you're not having the emotions. There's no emotions involved there. So I definitely would recommend setting your rules based on what you've read and putting small micro trades on that. And then if you're wrong, adjust. Why was I wrong? Well, I wasn't patient enough. I didn't trade at the levels. I exited too soon, that kind of thing. But it's all that to say, it's all about gaining experience. There's no substitute for experience. Anna Colling's Complete Guide to Volume Price Analysis. It's on my website. I have no affiliation with her, nor do I get any money from her book, but it's my favorite book to read for trading. It's very simple. It doesn't have a bunch of technical jargon and nonsense that all these people try to sound smart, like to regurgitate, just to try to pat themselves in the back and show them how much they've Investopedia'd. Well, it's very simple. Yeah, 2 L's, Anna Colling, Coulling. How long did it take you to really hit a groove in the market? I guess it depends what you mean. It took me about 3 years to become consistently profitable. Yes, there will be one coming out this week. There you go. Spider-Man just posted it. She also has a YouTube channel. She does. I think it's subpar. I don't think she does a good job of organizing and displaying her teachings and data. But she does have a YouTube channel, yeah. Nice, PJ. Very cool. Yeah, go do what PJ's doing. What was my aha moment? My aha moment was position sizing. When I first started this, I thought you could not make money unless you were full porting or 50% porting, putting your whole portfolio in one trade. I thought that's how you had to make money, because I didn't see the long view, just like as all young 20-year-olds did. They thought they need their money now. They want J.G. Wentworth as their broker, not E-Trade. It's their money and they want it now. So my aha moment was when I went about 3 or 4 months after finally dedicating myself to small position sizing, and I had grown my account substantially, and I never once full ported. And I was like, holy crap! Like I had a bunch of losses, but I had a bunch of wins, and my net result was substantial account growth by 5 to 6% position sizing, 10% position sizing. And that was my aha moment. I never went back. I never went back to full porting since that day, and I never will. And because of that, the market will never, ever touch me. The market will never take my money. Never. And I can say that. Never. Because I've been there. I've experienced the pain. I don't care how big a loss I take. The market will never smoke my account again. Ever. Logan asks, "What do you do?" I'm not trading puts here, by the way. I'm waiting for the European. So we have liquidity down to 39.20. That's probably where we'll fizzle out before European. What do you do with the rest of your 90 to 95%? Well, I've got a couple of different accounts, which, by the way, I'm now pretty much transferred over to IBKR. So I've got a long-term stock account, which is where most of my liquidity is in my long-term stock portfolio. I have multiple retirement accounts, sure, but I'm talking about my long-term. I've got an account where I dedicate just to stock purchase and hold. Long-term, like I look at it 3 or 4 times a year, and that's it. I've got this account, which is not most of my liquidity is not in this day trading account because I don't think it needs to be. Most of my liquidity, the purpose of my day trading account is to fund my investments, my real estate, my long-term stocks. So I'm not sitting here with $1 million in my day trading account. It's substantially less than that because I'm taking all my profits and I funnel them into my other long-term investments. I don't want $1 million in this account because I think I'm never going to play with $1 million. It's just too much risk, too volatile. Maybe one day when my overall wealth continues to go up, and maybe I'll do that. But right now, no. I have a dollar amount, and I don't talk about how much I play with because I don't think it's necessary. Plus, OPSEC, I've got my military obligations I have to think about. But I'll tell you this: I've got enough in my bank account. I have a dollar amount which I'm happy with. It's not necessarily gold, but I'm happy with. It's a 5-figure amount during the day, so I keep enough money in my account where I can make that money, then make that 5-figure account every day if need be. Not obviously it doesn't happen every day, but that's my goal. And I keep a certain amount of money that I can play with, still using proper position size. I can make that money, and that's me. I don't need to have $1 million in here because I'm not going to be playing with that kind of money. I'm just not going to do it. Yes, Chummerson. If I ever have $1 billion, I will play with $1 million. Yes. Do I see myself making 6 figures a day? I don't think that's possible unless you're rocking 9 figures. If I can make 6 figures a day, I probably have $100 million in the account. So, yes, Abe. So if you do sign up for Tier 2, you get all the benefits of Tier 1 as well. You have to remember, I'm a lot more conservative than most people. I'm very, very conservative in my trading. I'm not trying to bussin'. I'm not trying to YOLO. I'm not trying to have these massive wins because that's unsustainable. Trust me, if I see a setup, I'll crank it. But for me, I'm very conservative. I'm looking for small nibbles. Like I want to think about 1,000 ants eating an elephant, like one little bite at a time. That's it. Bussin'. That's right. So you're killing me. I am hungry. Big time. All liquidity just pinned to 39.35 to 39.45. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I've got a Matthew. I've got a pen in my hand. I'm clicking the cap. I'm sorry. I'll try to stop that. It's like a fidget. See, Grant, that up-down indicator is TradingView, so it's one of their loaded indicators. There's not an author on it. It's 116 degrees in Sacramento today. Gah. Thanks, Prismike. Any plays in commodities today? I like that yellow cake uranium. You just can't drop that stuff inside. Talk about position size, please. What's a good percentage of portfolio in day trading? 1, 3, 5? It depends. It depends on your experience level. I would recommend 1 to 2% a day in position sizing. Do not go beyond that until you get experience. I talk a lot about if I see a high confidence, I'll crank it up to 10 or 11%, 12%, but that's if I'm super confident, and that's rare. Most of the time, I'm in the ballpark of 3 to 5%. That's the ballpark of trading, 3 to 5%. Sometimes 7%. If you're new, you need to go 1 to 2%, if that. Sometimes I'll do NQs, but very, very rarely. Maybe 2 to 3 times a year I'll trade that stuff. I would rather, for me, I could, like when SPY is kind of not moving, I could go off and do other stuff, but I have no desire to. I've mastered, well, I don't want to say that. That's a little too cocky. I do well in the S&P because that's what I focus on. So I'm well attuned to the price action, to the oscillations. So I just kind of hang out there. And when things aren't trading, I use that as opportunity to, create new content or, admin, answer DMs, whatever. So yeah. Easy peasy. Well, you can't scale out unless it depends on your account. Like if you're rocking $1,000 account, then yeah, it's going to be difficult to scale out on 1%. If you've got a 6-figure account, you can scale out just fine on 1%, 2%. I don't, Jeff. No. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I've never had a lagging problem with TradingView. I think TradingView, in terms of software, I've been incredibly impressed with TradingView over the past couple of years. They rarely have any downtime, rarely have errors. So I'm very impressed with them. That's why I don't even look at other charting softwares. I've gotten approached by a bunch of different startups to do business with them and affiliate with them with charting. I just can't do it. I like TradingView too much. We have 5 minutes till European market closes. Right now, I don't have anything open. If I traded anything, it would be probably 39.20s, 39.40s. 39.40 call, 39.20 puts. I'm inclined to agree with you, Salim. And I know we've got the European market closing here. I think that's going to bring in some downside. I might throw on some downside risk in a second. Correct, Nathan. So 1 to 2% position sizing at a time. Yep. If we're talking about overall account profitability, I would aim for 1 to 2% a week, depending on how aggressive you're being, would be a good a good target. I know people say I can make more than 2% a week. Yeah, you can, but think about consistency over the course of 52 weeks. You're not going to do 2% every week. Some weeks you're going to have red weeks. Some days you're going to be down 10%. You need to be able to absorb that and spread that over 52 weeks. So average 2% a week for 52 weeks, and you'll be amazingly profitable. Yeah, I'm growing about 1,200 subscribers, 12 to 1,400 subscribers a month on YouTube right now. Yeah, I wouldn't do that, Prism Mike. I wouldn't do that at all. I'm telling you, man. I wouldn't do that. Appreciate that, Mike. I noticed that although we hit new lows today, it was reduced sell volume compared to last week. On the hourly, the green candle at the bottom, I also a large increase in buyer volume. Do you think? Yes. So that 3,900 area is always going to be strong. And today, of course, we bounce back up. Now, the volume in general, yes, definitely lighter than last week. In fact, when I'm looking here on the 30-minute, which I love to do, the buy volume really, really came in more than the sellers were here. So there's been more. The buyers came in a bigger fashion than the sellers were here this morning. So now the sellers, there's more of it because it was over a longer time frame. So you're definitely right. And we brought it back up kind of the status quo. We came up pretty much where we are at the open. So we'll see what happens, man. You know, I'm looking for the European to bring us down a little bit, but that's not to say we will. What's your plan with your YouTube channel and this Discord when it comes too big? I don't know what the number is, but my plan right now is that if the Discord gets so big where a lot of the crap starts coming in or I can't control it anymore, like it's to the point where it's no longer what I want it to be, I'll either cap the memberships or I'll raise the new prices so high where nobody will want to join unless they're willing to pay for that. So just to slow down the influx. I mean, that's what you do. So other than that, I'm happy where we're at here. So stock split. That's right. The OGs won't raise, obviously. I won't raise obviously, if I ever do that, which I don't want to do it, but if I ever do that, everyone here will stay. The only reason I would raise prices is because of that situation right there where we're growing too much too fast and I need to slow it down. No, Salim, not yet. If we keep growing, I mean, I won't be able to I won't be able to take that out, but yeah. The goat, nah. Yes, yeah. Now this is just a theoretical question. Trust me, I'm not raising prices. I'm not thinking about raising prices. So I don't want to get a bunch of DMs. But I'm very happy where we are here. I think this is a good win-win balance. Yeah, Lorraine. Now, I don't trade very many debit spreads. I trade more credit spreads than I do debit spreads. But yes, in fact, back in April, I put on a great PDS, and I made a killing off of it. What did I do for Labor Day? I cleared property for 3 days. I'm trying to get this baby ready. Although the more we clear it, the more Mrs. Owen wants to keep it. So And if I'm being honest, I kind of do too. Is there a play short here? I think yes. I think we are going back down, but we'll see. European market is now closed. It's 11:30, 10:30 Central. Am I building homes? Yeah, the plan now is to subdivide it. Yep, subdivide it out. Chacho, yeah, I'm okay with that as long as obviously you're not competition and you're just doing that to share ideas. Yeah, I'm okay with that. If you've got like 100,000 YouTube subscribers, I'd be like, yeah, well. 5 to 7 acres, Scotty. Right now I'm trading with IBKR and E-Trade, but pretty soon it'll be just IBKR. Yeah, I don't do any charting on the brokers. That's why. Like I don't chart on IBKR or E-Trade. I do all my charting on TradingView. Green candle's coming up to the high of the day here, 39.42. No trades for me. All right, Amazon just broke out their swing high. XLF is coming up. Watch out and make sure. This is no volume so far though. Yeah, you need to get used to it, Dave. Liquidity's pinned 39.20 and 45, and that's a top wick. I would love to see it patient purple. Love to see it. Make me want to buy it from you. I don't know where you are, but one of my family friends is doing a private sale with us on her home. Any recommendations? I've done that before on one of my properties. If you're not doing it's fine if you're not going to use a real estate agent. What I would recommend you do is find a real estate attorney and pay a couple $100 to $1,000, whatever they charge, to have them draw up all the documents and all the contracts, and do that. Do not do anything by handshakes, because when you start involving money, relationships get a little funky. So that's the big thing I'd recommend you do. Make sure you get inspections. Don't take their word for anything. Do everything legit by the book. But pay yourself a real estate attorney to draw up the contracts, the selling contracts. I do, Cashville Crypto. I trade the E-mini futures. Nope, don't handshake with anybody, especially family. I've had some very crazy. Yeah, just don't. Not especially family. She's actually a real estate attorney. Well, get you a different one. Don't let her do it. All right, so we had a nice green candle under some decent volume, and they top wicked it. I definitely agree, Salim. Real estate is the number one, including day trading, including stocks. Real estate is the number one way for the average person. What do I mean by average? I mean like you're not of wealth. You don't come from wealth. You're not a Jeff Bezos. Like you're just a average American or average person in the world. Real estate is the number one way for you to become substantially wealthy in the world. If you don't have any marketable tools, if you don't have any business knowledge, if you don't know how to start a business, if you don't know how to be a blue collar tradesman, whatever it is, you don't need all that stuff. Just get into real estate. It's hard. It's not easy. I'm not telling you it's easy. I'm just saying that's the number one way to do it if you have no other marketable skills. I know people that have no college degree that barely even graduated high school who are worth well more than I am because they invest in real estate. It does take a lot of patience, and it is hard. But REITs are great too. But again, you're talking about investing in a company that deals with real estate. That's not actually investing in real estate. It's just kind of a indirect way to invest in real estate. Which trust me, I love REITs. I have REITs, but so everything does have to be in writing, Starlord. Yep, yep. But you don't need a real estate agent to do that. I have a very I have a very critical view about real estate agents nowadays. So I love them. Don't get me wrong, but go on. There's a few real estate agents out there that are worth their weight in gold. Trust me. But if you're going to get 6% of my capital for a commission, you better be bringing 6% of value. That's all I'm saying. And simply posting my listing on an MLS is not worth 6% of my capital. Anyway. Oh, nice, Jay Chuck. Back in the day, they absolutely did earn it. Yeah, and trust me, my real estate agent now, the dude is like, I would give him the shirt off my back. Like that dude, he's unbelievable. You know, he worked with me and he works with all my properties, and I'd pay him that stuff. But you better be worth it. Like you better go above and beyond. Don't be one of those people that just, they're there to collect the 6%. That's it. Thanks, TSI. Which state do you think is the best for real estate? I'm not too well versed with the entire market. I'm very well versed in my neck of the woods. The southeast is growing great. I know a lot of people are punting out of California to come to my state, which is great. I love meeting everyone from California. I tell you what, man. I went to a taco place. Speaking of that, I went to a taco place from a Mexican couple that moved from California to our state. Brand new place, and it was unbelievable. The El Pastor tacos, holy crap! Like, give me 15 of them. Extremely low. Extremely low. Yep. It's the reason why everyone's moving here, is because there's no taxes. Like I pay cents on the dollar for taxes. No. I love you. Come on. I told you that story. If you're in the last Thanksgiving or last fall, we went to a little pumpkin patch slash little fall festival type place, and they had a hayride. And we went on the hayride, and there was 6 of us, 5 other couples plus us. All 5 couples were from California, and they all had recently moved there because of our property tax. I'm not in Florida now. No positions right now. I'm looking to go short, but I'd love to see another touch of 39.40, and we'll come down to 39.20, 39.17 is what I'm looking for. Yeah, when I went to hold on a second, watch for 39.40. Low volume here, but still climbing 39.40. Tesla just put in a new session high. Apple's trying to. Another top wick here off of S1. We're rejecting S1 almost perfectly. That sounds about right, James. Yeah. Yeah, when I went to pilot training in New York, I was talking to one of my instructors who had just bought a $300,000 home, in New York, and he paid like 25 grand for property taxes. I was like, you are out of your freaking mind. I don't even know how you do that. Anyway, we got some green coming up here. S1, watch out for this. Now, 39.40 liquidity on Bookmap is creeping up to the top here. Coming off. I trained in Syracuse and in Fort Drum, up in Fort Drum. I lived on Long Island. My taxes were $48K a year. That's insane to me. That blows my mind. Blows my mind. VIX is 25.87. I see another rejection of S1 here. By the way, if you're seeing the SR levels, beautiful rejection of S1 twice now. So this is kind of coming along in the times of what are we going to do? They just put on liquidity higher, by the way, 39.50. They took off 39.20. We may go higher here. I don't know. Right now, we'll see. No trades. Sweden here, 40% tax on income. Gah. I don't think anyone should pay 40% tax on income, and that includes billionaires. It's just crazy to me. Nice balance here. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. So another rejection of S1 here. What does it mean when you're saying you put on liquidity? Does that indicate price? So what I'm looking for here is the way I use the little rundown here for the newer members. So what I'm looking for on Bookmap, and what do I use Bookmap for, is the adjustment or the influx or outflow of liquidity in the market. What do I mean by liquidity? The interest in purchasing or selling. Closing positions, opening positions, that's what's going to tell me, because that is the market. That's where the market is going to move. When you've got larger players, larger money putting on orders above and below, they're going to manipulate the market to that price, or at least try to. So there are two main things I'm looking for on Bookmap. One, where the liquidity is. Obviously, we've got the most here at 39.45. The second thing is how are they adjusting that liquidity? Is this being put on, taken off? Is they canceling orders? Are they opening orders? Are they constantly moving liquidity higher and higher and higher or lower? What are they doing with it? Right now, they are shifting liquidity higher and removing stuff lower. So here's a second test off S1, which is right at the after or the late morning high here. And if we reject that area, we could be looking at 39.50 and then potentially pre-market highs. Yeah, if you're on the Discord, we do have a real estate channel, so we talk about real estate in there. Just if people want to learn a little bit more about that stuff. It is investing, just obviously not day trading. We could talk in there about that stuff. I love talking real estate. Or sell, Chris. Yep. So all that this is a heat map. By the way, they completely removed 39.20, so look out here. So for here, you know, this is a heat map, which kind of like when you're watching the weather and they show the radar, and you know, the denser the weather, the more red it is. Same concept. The more dense the orders, the darker the red, and the darker the orders here. So, and the light blue is very light, and the black is nothing. There's there. What do you use to find your daily IV or daily levels? I use everything. I'm using historical price action is going to be the king, and then I use the volume profile to kind of dive into volume and price, and then the volume indicator for volume and time. And then I've got months and months and months of data and years of data that I'm looking through to kind of correlate strength. It's a unique position now because for all intents and purposes, we're at all-time highs here. And relative to the past 20 years, we're at the tip of the mountain. So there's not all that much historical price action, which is why I've had to incorporate more forward-looking data like option flow, order flow, book map, that type of thing to really nail down these levels. Well, let's take a look at the indicators and what it tells us, Chris. Right now, I'm seeing here. I'll go ahead and post this for y'all. And what I'm seeing here is an overall reduction of price. This is on the 5-minute chart. Overall reduction of price action or volume in general. So the overall volume is dropping, and both the buyers and the sellers are stepping out. And this is why we are in this midday chop, because the volume comes out. We've had some incredible morning volatility, and that's it. So now at 12 o'clock Eastern time, that's where the market sold off almost down to the minute on Friday. So watch out for volatility as that comes in. Yeah, you probably need to, Tristan. Especially if you're green on the day. I don't know what you've traded today, but so 11 o'clock, I'm calling in the morning, and I'm going to go grab some lunch. Thanks, Roland. Appreciate that. Liquidity on bookmap 39.45. Green on the day. I did SPY contracts, so I could do a lot more. Nicely done. Beautiful. I like it, Star-Lord. I think that's a smart move. Everyone gets so wrapped up in doing SPX, but stay with SPY until the reason why you need to transfer is so clear that you can't argue against it. Yes, I know all the pros and cons. I'm talking about the first, even more important than taxes and commissions and all that stuff, it needs to be your ability to manage your position. If you are unable to manage your position on SPX, then you need to go to SPY. I don't care about the commissions and taxes. It's all about managing first. Then when you're making enough money where you can worry about taxes, then we'll talk about that. $5.47 of the account. Nice, Chris Officer. Well done. Be out for power hour. Love it. $39.30 is being strengthened. know. How do I determine the strike price? When I first started doing that, I was looking for deltas, and deltas help me refine stuff if things are weird. But right now, I'm pretty much doing 10 to 20 points outside the money on SPX. That's pretty much where I usually do, because it always falls in. Especially 2020 through 2022, the premiums have been a little different from in years past because there's been incredible volatility in a perpetually inflated VIX. I know y'all think the VIX is cheap now at 25, but the VIX is still incredibly elevated. For me, it's taboo to see the VIX just kind of hanging out in the mid 20s. It's kind of like leaving the burner of your stove on for a year straight. It's just you don't really want to see that, or leaving the house with your burner on. It's like, yeah, your house ain't gonna burn down, but it's just weird to see. So it's made the options chain a little bit different from normal's past. So right now I've kind of narrowed it down to 10 to 20 points outside the money, but there's a lot of analytics to go through that. The deltas, what's the delta to premium ratio? What's the gamma looking at? What's the theta? What are my returns going to be if I take this trade? And the only way to know that, dealing with options, is to learn how to read the options chain. I signed up for Tier 1 over the weekend. How do I join the Power Hour? First of all, thanks for joining. Welcome, welcome. Oh, please always let me know if you have any questions. The Power Hour will be not on YouTube. It'll be in the Discord voice stream. So if you go down to the bottom left in the Traders Corner voice stream, that'll come online here at about 5 to 6 minutes before Power Hour starts. Market data connection loss. All the time. I had to mute that stuff. But usually it's immediately followed up by market data connection reestablished. Six minutes till the top of the hour. And coming on down. We'll see if we're going to take a play here. I'll be looking at 39.30 puts, 39.50 calls. The 50 calls are going for $7.60. The puts are going for $11.30. What's the IV? IV is still elevated. In fact, it's more elevated than it was this morning. So, yeah, so far we haven't had a drop yet off of European close, or no movement for that matter on European close. Right now I'm just looking at 39.50 calls or 39.30 puts, but no position just yet. Let's see. Got a little green here. Still low volume. Volume's dropped off a cliff. No volume at all. Does many rejection make a price action to go down, or will it breach through from a point of view of present action? I mean, honestly, it could be either one. There are two things going on here. Obviously, this is the midday low, so when volume leaves, all it takes is a little influx of volume to move the price a large way, because that ask gets hit hard and rushes away from the bid. We're up here testing S1 again. This is the third test of S1. If we come up there and tap it, one or two things are going to happen. Not to sound too elementary here, but we've got a demand or supply zone that's right here at S1. Either the sellers are going to be like, all right, well, we're going to bring this down, and they're going to overcome the buyers and bring it down, or the buyers are going to come through, overcome that supply, and go back up. The only way we know to determine that is the volume. I recommend on this chart kind of hanging on the 5-minute chart here, so you can see that influx of the buy and sell volume in the price action. But I would say the buyers have about 3 to 6 minutes left before we have at least another retracement down to 39.20, and then we'll see if it falls below 39.20 and goes under 3900 again. So we've got liquidity at 39.45, 39.50, and a little bit for 39.40. Am I using Woody's pivots or pivots points? No, I don't use those. Do you think the Apple event tomorrow? We might be able to see some volatility tomorrow on Apple's event, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So yeah. Foot dock, yeah, we'll take the difference between tier 1 and tier 2. So it is now top of the hour, 12 o'clock. I'm going to give this a few more minutes here, and I'll call that a morning, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, for sure. So it'll just be like a slightly upgraded phone with a new camera. Yeah. Highlander, I use the Lux volume profile, but I've tinkered with. I use the KV4 coins for a long time, which is a great indicator, but it was a little glitchy. I constantly had to turn it off and on and re-add it and take it off to get it to work properly. But I finally got this Lux algo that I use. I am stuck. I'm up a lot on the day. Yeah, we had 3 great trades today. About to sell my house, sell by owner, easy to do. It was easier 6 months ago, but it's still easy to do. You just, you're going to have to do the legwork. That's all. You're going to have to be willing to show homes and sell your home and all that kind of stuff, and stage your home, do the marketing. It's a lot harder, but it's definitely possible. $39.38. Well, liquidity at $39.45. Still no big moves, and the volume continues to come off here. So look at this volume, which is just the same thing as the midday chop. So this is where you need to worry about, or need to be focused on, not necessarily trading, but waiting until the volatility and the volume comes back into the market here. So question. The 114% we just got, which I obviously been added, which obviously, whatever. Did anybody lose money on that 140% call based on that? I'm just curious. If anyone did, let me know. I'd like to see why or how. Someone told me they were incredibly unprofitable on that 114% call, so I just wanted to see if that's actually true. Was up 1% this morning, should have walked away. Yep, you got to be careful of that midday stuff. Nice, nice. Roughly about 10:30 Eastern time, give or take a couple minutes. Nice, 75%, 0.75% gain every day. That's the way to do it. Well done. So all the liquidity lower has been removed. Now that I have 39.45, 39.42, 39.50. How many trades do you take a day? I would say roughly 2 to 3, 1 to 2, somewhere in that area. Sometimes, even more than that. Sometimes none. I've gone 2 weeks before without taking a trade. It's just some days it's more than others. All right, let's take a look here. I'm going to bring up the option chain here. I'm going to look at 39.30 puts, 39.50 calls. The puts are going for $11, give or take. 50s are going for 7.5. Just listened to you for the last few weeks and helped me a ton while chilling out and not over trading. Nice, Beamont. You not only helped me make a ton of cash since I joined, but save a lot too. I love it. Thanks for being here. Appreciate that. If I can even help, just learn the learning curve and just a little bit more market awareness on the market. I mean, that's a win for me. So, me too, Embry. That's the only reason I'm still here is because I went to lunch. I went to go work out, and then the market tanked. So I'm just giving it a few more minutes here. SPX. I trade SPX. And bam, look at that. Right off S1. Beautiful. Beautiful. I don't have any hotkeys set up yet. That's the next little thing I need to do to refine the process of trading with IBKR. I've got that ACOG keyboard that's got the 4 little macro buttons on there. I'd love to be able to program those things there because those are away, though I'm not going to hit them. All right, so first little dip off of this. This is still light liquidity so far, light volume. They removed downside liquidity, and they're moving away from 39.45. So far, yeah, Tijama, this is very similar to Friday. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I want to look at that too. I saw that as well. Stream decks. What's the chart on the bottom of the book map? That is the stop and loss indicator. I'm sorry, stops and iceberg indicator. That's the subchart, and the blue and red dots on the chart are the on-chart indicator. So we do have a little volume picking up here. 3 minute has got an influx of selling picking up. We have got down here 39.27, 39.26. Kind of a no man's land here. We're under S2. 39.20 is below us. And 11.60. Y'all are killing me. Still cracks me up we use banana, but so yeah, we are looking to close this can. No, I didn't take a trade. I was just using the sentence. I'm looking for a close here under VWAP. If we close here under VWAP here with this kind of sustained volume, I will look to scalp some to the downside right now. 39.20s are $12.60 right now. So what happened here in terms of monitoring this price action rates? We have the swing low of 39.21. That's the low of VWAP right now. 39.21. So that right there is telling me there is a dynamic demand zone at about 39.21, 39.20. If we could take out that level, there's either one or two things going to happen right now in about 1 point. We're either going to bounce and go back up to 39.40, or we're going to drill through it. And that tells me, because we are in a micro range where you have people taking taking profits and then selling and then buying and then taking puts and taking profits again. And if we take out this demand zone where there's no other buyers at this level, then we'll probably come on back down to the day's lows. Which is why if we close under this swing low level, and it's why I want to monitor swing lows. In addition, IV is still jacked. In fact, IV is going up 2% since I checked it 15 minutes ago. So this dynamic level, which is right there, we need to be a lookout. Right there. Nice, PJ. Out of puts 100%. Killing it. Y'all are doing better than I am today. What does IV mean? IV is the implied volatility. And for me, that means the market is pricing in a larger move. So when I see IV getting jacked and it's still going up, usually after this morning's move, I would look to see the volatility come off. But it's going up. It's actually up 7% from this morning. I think we opened at 36%. Now it's 6%, 42%. So IV is still going up, which tells me that we're looking for another move. This morning, so far, appears to be just some morning profit taking, buying up the weakness, because we didn't take out the day's highs. We didn't even approach the pre-market highs. So if we come down through the bottom of this swing high level, then we could be in for a downside. Right now, September 6th at the money contracts for SPX are 42.4%. Yeah, that's what I got for SPX. And they're adjusting, 41, 41.5, 42.5. I'm looking at the option chain. Option chain's got IV right next to the Greeks. Now, you can customize your option chain, by the way. I've got mine set up to have all the Greeks and plus the IV. And not to mention open interest and volume and all that other fun stuff. God, the bond market's back down. Down in my plums. 3.5 on the 2 years, and we're bouncing right off that swing low. Still holding this level here. If I took a call right here, it would be 39.30s. The later in the day I get on zeros, the tighter I get the tighter premiums I get. So in about another hour, I would bring it down to like 5 points outside the money, and then after that, it would be at the money positions, unless I'm super confident in a position. But right now, I'd probably take 39.30 calls if I were to look at calls. I'm inclined to agree with that give me, but not because of the VIX simply being in the 40s. I think that's just incidental of the market being down there. All right, here we go. First breach, 39.20. I may test out. No, I'm going to do 39.10s. 39.10 puts, since it looks like we may breach. Oh! Whoa! Jeez Louise. All right. See, we breached that swing low. And look what happens. They take out that demand that was already there. Beautiful representation of what she talks about, Anna Coling talks about in her book, is right there. That was demand, and we just took it out. Now we're coming off. There's a 50. We got the crossover to the downside. I'm looking at 39.10 puts. What can we do here? Man, I can't get a fill. I tried to get a fill there at 11.10. I couldn't get a fill, so no fill. But I am actively looking for a fill here. I'll let you know if I enter. Man, look at that liquidity. Man, that thing blew right through it, didn't it? Come on, Salim. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, what we got? Everything is rounding over. Right above S3. Increase sell volume. Man, Tesla went on a rager today, didn't they? Jeez Louise. Healthcare is up green. I know you hear this all the time, but being only a member of Tier 2 for weeks now, just listening to your open thought process and dialogue chat's been tremendous gain to my trading. Nice, Helix, thank you. I appreciate you being here, thank you. So I was looking for an entry, you'd swing low there, but man, they blew right through it. I didn't even get a chance to get a fill there. They started to break, I brought up my put order form, and then when I looked up, massive red candle. So I still have the 39.10 puts up here. I'm cautiously about to enter. If we can break this level, this could be a good risk reward down to 3,900. And if we bounce here, I'm going to lunch. What's a usual VIX level in my view? I mean, prior to 2020, we're talking low to mid-teens. 11, 12, even. VIX was on the 9 at one point, in the 9s, 8s, which is incredibly low. I don't want the VIX to ever get back that low, which it probably will one day, but I never want the VIX to go that low again. It's untradeable. It's untradeable for anybody. Yeah. Yeah. All right. 39.10 puts here. All right, I'm banana. I'm in a trade 39.10. I'm cautious with this, just because I think that we'll go down to 3,900, but this is a small scalp here, so I am in executing the trade here on the 39.10 puts because we're kind of in no man's land. We have liquidity down to 39.10, which is another 4 points. What I may do here is just put like a 10% fill on these to try to get 10% scalp. But either way, cautious play. So we'll see what happens here. I got liquidity down to 39.10, down to 3,900. S4 is below us. I'm seeing a lot of stuff kind of round over here. But either way, we'll put on a little risk here and see if we can get something out of it. XLF is putting a new low. All of tech is kind of dropping just a touch. Watch, we're about to bounce right when I freaking enter. 39.10 book map. Yep. Right there. So. $12.10. So I'm slightly in the red here. They're now breaking. Now I'm back to break even. So 12.10 was my fill. All right, now we're back in the green here in terms of profitability. Watch out for 39.10. I probably wouldn't look for too much under 39.10. I'm up a decent amount on these now. Back to break even. And bottom wick. So I'm trying to get this separation. What I'm doing is I'm gambling on the fact that we're going to separate away from this level and come to 39.10, which is only 5 points. So I'm not looking for too much out of this trade. This is the midday chop. I'm not looking for a huge 40-point move here. Just a little profitability down to 39.10. There's a little drop. So. There we go. So 13.10 for me is 10%. I'm going to close half there because I'm not like I said, I'm not looking for much here. Let's see if I can get a fill at 13.10. That would be 10% for me. There we go. The nice little down fill. Very low volume. Yeah. Making me skittish, not gonna lie. There we go. There's a nice fill down. Bam. All right, just filled half at 13.10. That's 10% for me. They got the 13.50. Nice hip hop. There's 13.20 for half. Coming down. I might go ahead and close out the rest because we're coming down liquidity. There's 13.30. I'm going to put in 13.30 for the other half. $13.50. I'm taking that. $13.50. Out the rest. $13.30. All right. There you go. All right, coming on down to our 13, 39, 10 liquidity, and then 3,900. So watch out for that. Jacob, they are posted in the market awareness channel. I'm sorry, market analysis channel. Thanks, Fitzing. Appreciate that. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's beautiful, James. I mean, this price action is exactly what she talks about. If you read that book, it's beautiful. I live stream every day, yes. Coming on down here. Do I ever average down? Rarely. Maybe a couple of times a year I do that. It's just not something I try to get in the habit of doing. So a little what, 12% scalp there, nothing crazy, but I put on a little risk on the downside. The reason being because I'm being a little bit more cautious than this morning. Yes, this is some nice movement, but it's a lot lower volume than this morning. So, which makes it prone to egregious bounces. So I'm being a little bit more cautious with, I've already got my 100% on for the day. So, 10, 12%, I'm good. I'm good with that, Put on a little money. Do I think I'll see SPY under 300 before 2024? Oh, man. 300 might be a little much. My goal is under pre-corona highs. That's it. That's my goal. If we got under 300, I'd be loading the boat. All right, here's that first big level. What's up, Lee Rat? Should have held my puts. That would have been up beautifully right now. That would have been a 40% win right there. No, not even close, Lee. No. We're still 300 points above 52-week close. Nice, Florist. Yeah, me too, PJ. Me too. What happened, Scrub Lord? Talk to me. I don't want to hear just about your wins. I want to hear about losses too, so we can help. That's why we're here. If you just trade level to level, trade the levels that we're looking at. S4 to S1. Again, S1 working beautifully. Macro levels if you're tier 2. I mean, trade level to level. Don't trade in between. Be patient, and you can rake it in. If you do trade level to level, then you need to be playing quick. Don't look for a lot. Nice, Nathan. Well done. And I don't necessarily mean my SR levels. I mean, let the market tell you where the levels are. Now, we have a great indicator that I've refined that the SR levels kind of tells us that in advance sometimes. But let the market tell you where it wants to reject, where it wants to bounce, and don't trade until we hit those levels. Trade at the resistance lines for the market. So for the morning, let's forget about my SR levels. Let's just talk about the dynamic nature of the market. So look at those levels right there. Those are white lines. Those are the swing highs, swing lows, dynamic. So wherever the price pivots, I'm putting a line. And let the market tell you that's where the dynamic supply zones and dynamic demand zones are. We rejected the top like 4 times. We bounced off the bottom. And I was going to enter when we first closed a breach under that second dynamic level, but it happened too fast, so I had to settle for a quick scalp instead of a nice play. But form those levels and only play at those levels. If we're in consolidation and chop, it'll help you not get chopped up. It'll minimize your losses when you're wrong. It'll maximize your profits when you're right. There you go. Beautiful. Chapter 6, VPA. I only do the prior days. I do the highs and the lows from the prior day. That is a significant pivot that I want to look for. The prior day's highs and lows, which are dynamic levels. Trader J, love it. Just take a trade based on that and ES. Nice. Make it easy. Well done. Killing it. Kareem Baker, is ES the same as SPY? What I mean is, can I chart ES in the? Yes, absolutely. In fact, that's what I do. I do all my analysis on ES because ES is the big dog. El Jefe, you're very welcome. Thanks for being here. It is unless you sign up, Michael. You have to, TradingView offers live futures, but you do have to subscribe to it. It's $4 a month for the S&P. So apparently California is in an electricity grid emergency. Man, we got electricity in California. We got water in Mississippi. What's next? Locusts? Rolling brownouts. Sounds like Taco Bell. No Neo plays for ER, Mr. Sampson. Sampson, nothing for me. I'm not touching that again, especially not telling you all about it. Neo. I will be on tomorrow. Yes, Chris. My loss for today was a careless mistake. I thought I was looking at calls, bought a put. Yeah, I've done that before. Not fun. Or, even better with futures. It's a lot easier to do that with futures, long in a future instead of shorting a future. I've done that before. I thought I was shorting NASDAQ. I accidentally longed it, and I looked up and I was like, hey man, I should be pretty profitable right now, and I was big time in the red. It's like, nah, it's not fun. If we take out 3907 and we drop, the next target will be the low of the day. If we take that out, well, then start playing that Titanic music. So yeah. My heart will go on. I was thinking that nearer to God my thee, or something like that. 3907 is a key level in the market. Key level. It is about lunchtime, yep. I took the put you did. Yeah, so yeah, you got less profit than I did because you did a 1 day, I did a 0. That's exactly right. You're not going to get. I mean, it's all about risk reward. You know, you're transferring risk to reward. So the less risk you take, the less risk reward you're going to have. $21 days. 21 days, Florist. But you have to remember, again, like I am, same thing. Who's that? Naughty Dog there. Jeez Louise. Naughty Dog is trading 1 DTEs instead of my zeros. Well, I am a more conservative trader than some of the more risky traders. So I'm going to have a longer win streak, but I'm not going to get as big wins. Like there's some dudes posting, they post 1,000% trade every other week, but they're also taking more risky trades. So the more frequently riskier you are, the more you're going to have more 1,000% trades, but you're also going to have more 100% losses too. And because I'm more conservative, I'm able to put together longer winning streaks, but I'm also not raking in 1,000% wins. I love open interest. Open interest is a great market awareness data point. What do you think is a realistic monthly percentage target for a portfolio? Both realistic and not crazy aggressive. Well, here's the problem is that 2022 is not normal. The returns we're all experiencing is not normal. Having 40 to 50 point daily ranges is not normal. So right now, we're making hay while the sun is shining, but the sun's not going to be shining forever. Having said that, right now, I think it's realistic to eke out, 10% a month if you're consistent. Other than that, you want to stick to 1 to 2% a month. Once we exit this volatility market and go back into a normal market, I think 1% a week would be substantial if you could just shoot for 1% a week. I think we'll go back to a new way of normal. It won't be this. This is incredibly volatile. Volume Price Analysis by Anna Coling. Complete Guide to Volume Price Analysis by Anna Coling is the book I recommended. Yep, I'll do more swinging then. Anywhere between 10 to 13, patient purple, maybe 14. So, all right, y'all, I'm going to call that a morning. We've been on for 3 hours now. I am starving. Haven't had lunch since yesterday. So, great stuff, man. If you are new to the community, we have a lot of people sign up this weekend. Let me know if you have any questions. I tried to direct people as much as I could this morning in the chaos of the morning opening. We had a lot of good trades. 4 trades for me today, all profitable. 3 puts, 1 call. The call was obviously the more profitable of the 4 of them. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll do a write-up on the 100%ers so you can kind of see exactly what I was looking at. Until then, I will see you in the Discord later this afternoon for Power Hour. If things pick up again, we will jump on earlier. Look out for the low of the day. Look out for their little swing low here we already bounced off of, and then look for the low of the day. Those are the two big targets to the downside. If we breach those, we'll be going lower. So let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you this afternoon. Until next time, I'm out. See ya.